said with a pointed tongue, "Winston, if I were your wife, I'd put poison in your coffee." "Nancy," replied the never subtle Churchill, "if I were your husband, I'd drink it." I'm Jason McNeil, John's best man, good friend, and brother-in-law. John, it's an honor and a privilege to be your best man, and I couldn't be happier to do it. I mean that. I first met John about 10 years ago when Jenny and I were dating. I immediately noticed something about John, that he was both beyond smart and intensely focused, especially for somebody that was then 16 years old. I've never met anyone else who, as a high school kid, kept business week on the vanity as his bathroom reader. As I got to know John over the years, I learned of his other qualities which make for the very best of men: industriousness, integrity, honesty, and moral character. Integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is looking. Integrity is doing the right thing simply because it is right, even when no one is looking and nobody cares. This is John, and these things are the products of real parents. To Victor and Gloria, I say that you have raised a very fine son. John has punctuated his life with good decisions. To work hard and not jump from one job to another, to study hard, to attend Duquesne and become a software engineer, to save thoughtfully and spend with consideration, to join a company like FedEx. And now, John, you've chosen your bride and married Justine, your best decision yet. One other thing though, John, it's time that you decide to get a new car. The Jetta is old enough to get married itself and has so many miles on it, the pilots at FedEx are trying to cash it in for points on hotels. You spend more time under it than you do in it, John. Your father spends more time under it than he did teaching kids how to work on cars in shop class for 30 years. I'm the one that sold it to him, actually. Justine, I asked John why he chose you. He told me that you were his best friend, that the two of you are like peas in a pod, that nothing can tear you apart. John told me exactly what all of us here tonight already know, that you are smart, kind, considerate, and compassionate. John told me that you are even more beautiful on the inside than you are on the outside, that he desires to spend the rest of his life with you, that you are his girl, Justine. In Corinthians 13 we read, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things." Somebody's laughing with me here. I hear somebody reciting that. Somebody's doing Corinthians 13 with me. Think it. John and Justine, this morning you rose as two halves, but tonight you retire as one whole, bound together in marriage by the loving embrace of a gracious God. You are no longer two schooners caught in the unruly currents of darkness and happenstance. You are one mighty ship, stem to stern, sharing your sails, rudder, and riggings. Dreamers learn to steer their ships by the stars, and together all things are possible for you. There is no destination that is unreachable now. But like all earthly things, love and marriage are not perfect, and there are going to be those days when you just want to set each other on fire. I love you, Jenny. No thing that is worth doing is easy, but no thing is worth doing more than marriage. And for those days that may seem poor, or sick, or thin, always remember the days which are rich and helpful and thick will outnumber those days 100-fold. Never forget the elation and stupor of your first kiss. Never forget staying up all night to just talk. Never forget the exact place and space and time when you realized that you'd fallen in love. Never forget laughing until it hurt over something really stupid. And when there are ragged days, never forget to choose love. Your best decision yet. That was my chair. To John, my friend, my confidant, my colleague, my partner in crime, and my brother in arms. To Justine, your beautiful bride. To everyone here tonight, to life, to love, to God our Creator, to liberty, to self-evident truths, and the pursuit of happiness. Hear, hear.
All right, now ladies and gentlemen, keep the round of applause going. Getting it to us here tonight is the maid of honor, Christine Wagner.
I told you, I'm powerful. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine. I am one of the younger sisters of Justine. And for those of you who do know me, well, I apologize. Foolishly, Justine has given me the great opportunity of being the maid of honor on this very special day. Let me just say how grateful I was to have been chosen to speak at such a joyous occasion.
Don't cry.
I'm like shaking something.
Don't cry. Just do it. Do it. Do it.
Unfortunately, those feelings have gone out the window, and I now stand before you, terrified. Now I'm going to ask John and Justine to participate in my speech. Justine, can you put your left hand on the table? And John, can you put your right hand on top of Justine's? Now I want you to stay like that until the end of my speech. First and foremost, I want to thank all the bridesmaids for all they have done for Justine, and say that you guys look absolutely fantastic. In fact, they are only clips by Justine, who I'm sure you'll all agree looks absolutely stunning. John, on the other hand, just looks stunned.
That's good. Good, Chris. You're getting it.
Justine, we are sisters and best friends.
You're good.
We've had our ups and downs throughout the years, but all the good outweighs the bad. I remember playing Barbies at 16 and 17 years old, and always getting married. They always had to get married. But the kid she picked never looked like John. I remember dancing with my stone cold cardboard cutout, and making nice pose for pictures with him. Chris and Trumpy was in there. Stephanie, yeah, Stephanie. Always going camping and playing with the little Lego sets that we always had to play with. Your Boy George obsession was out of this world. Watching Grease for the first time in Blue Moon, playing on the screen when they moved the camera and having Aunt Beth and Aunt Wendy rewind it numerous times. And we just kept laughing and laughing. I remember our first concert, we went and saw NSYNC.
Yes. Yeah.
Before we left, Justine's like, I ain't gonna scream. They're NSYNC. As soon as we get there, Justine Timberlake looked at her and was singing, and she's like, oh my God! We've had a lot more memories than that, but real life isn't censored. Justine, you're a beautiful, smart, loving, and caring young woman. You really deserve a great husband. Thank God you married John before you found one. I have some words of advice for you guys because I really didn't know what else to say. 2 secrets to a long-lasting and happy marriage are a sense of humor and a short memory. Set ground rules and establish who's boss, and then do everything she says. If you're clever, you'll always have the last word. But John, if you're very clever, you'll never use it. When you're wrong, admit it. When you're right, just be quiet. Before marriage, a man will lie awake thinking about something you said. After marriage, he'll fall asleep before you finish saying it. And John, remember, a happy wife makes for a happy life. Oh yeah. And never be afraid that Justine won't leave you. She has spent years training you, and she won't give you up that easily.
You're good.
Now, in case any of you are wondering why I asked John to place his hand on top of Justine's, I'll tell you now. John, it has been with great pleasure to give you the last 5 minutes you will ever have the upper hand over Justine. Now please raise your glasses while I toast my sister and her new husband. I can't hold it. Can you hold the microphone? Thank you. Okay. Take each day to cherish and love each other so you have many wonderful years together. Put your love and your family first. May your love be like the wind, strong enough to move the clouds, soft enough to never hurt, but always never ending. So here's to love, laughter, and happily ever after. Cheers.
Round of applause.